Sector Vector is a quadrant of the galaxy where schools from across the universe come to test their prowess. Inside the box, you'll find a comprehensive rulebook to guide you through Sector Vector. Be sure to read it. Now it's time to get set up. Each side of the box represents a battle station, one for the blue and one for the red team. Separate the battle stations and remove the board pieces. Sector Vector takes place in a circular game space. This space is defined by a central origin disk surrounded by 4 quadrants. Make sure each quadrant is fitted securely to the origin disk. It's important that each team agree on the orientation of the origin in relation to the quadrants. In Sector Vector, teams face off from their battle stations on opposite sides of the board. Before the action begins, each team selects a school card and matching token. Next, set up your ship by placing the body on top of the protractor disk. Each ship contains 3 tech pieces. Set the tech pieces in the appropriate spots. As a finishing touch, place your school token in the center. Sector Vector comes with multiple game modes. We recommend you start with Party. The first step is to plan your moves. Each team has 3 units of energy to spend on movement or firing missiles. So long as your ship is not damaged, energy will be replenished at the start of the next turn. Specify the magnitude and direction of your thrust vector on the RBOT screen. Any energy not spent on movement can be used to fire missiles. Missiles cost 1 unit of energy each. Use the screen to indicate the angle each missile will be fired. At the end of the planning phase, both teams reveal their screens simultaneously. The most successful teams take careful note of their opponent's moves as well as their own. Use battle reports to track team movements. Next, teams move their ships. Your ship comes equipped with the rangefinder to help you navigate Sector Vector. Ships move along straight lines connecting their previous position to the new location. After the movement phases, ships may fire missiles. Use the missile move tool to line up your shot. Align the tool with the ship protractor at the desired angle and move the missile to the end. Missiles fired on the first round display a single dot. After both teams have fired their selected missiles, this turn comes to a close. At the start of the next turn, energy levels are restored to 3 units. Teams may now select a new thrust vector to add. Report the additional thrust on the RBOT screen and the angle of any new missiles. Remember, in the vacuum of space, there's nothing to slow your ship. Any new thrust will add to the ship's previous velocity. While you will only report the new thrust vector, it is the responsibility of your team to calculate your ship's resultant motion. After revealing their screens, teams move their ships along the resultant vector. Don't forget to track your moves on the battle report. Note the red ship has collided with one of its own missiles. A missile which collides with any part of a ship is a hit. Indicate the damage by removing a tech piece from the ship and the missile from the game board to the discard map. Once ships have moved, missiles are updated. Missiles remain on the board for 2 turns. Use the missile move tool to slide previously fired missiles to their new position. Flip the missile token to display 2 dots. New missiles are fired next. At the beginning of this turn, the red team is playing with a damaged ship. Damaged ships do not replenish all of their energy. The red team has lost 1 tech piece and now has only 2 units of energy to work with. Plan your moves accordingly. In this case, the blue ship has added a thrust vector which brings the ship to a stop. Ships are always moved first. Next, missiles displaying 2 dots are removed. Previous missiles are then updated. Any missiles which slide off the board are discarded. Lastly, new missiles are fired. The red ship fires a missile. The blue ship takes a direct hit and loses a tech piece. It is now damaged, but still in the fight. The blue team has an attack of its own, and manages to land 2 hits on the red ship. The red ship loses its remaining tech pieces. A ship which has lost all its tech pieces is defeated. They return home in disgrace, and the victors bring glory to their school. You are now ready to venture forth into Sector Vector. And don't forget, there's lots of exciting advanced play modes. You can learn more about them in the rules book or online at sectorvector.com.